Fleet Week is a United States Navy, United States Marine Corps, and United States Coast Guard tradition in which active military ships recently deployed in overseas operations dock in a variety of major cities for 1 week. Once the ships dock, the crews can enter the city and visit its tourist attractions. At certain hours, the public can take a guided tour of the ships. Often, Fleet Week is accompanied by military demonstrations and air shows such as those provided by the Blue Angels. History: the first Fleet Week was celebrated in San Diego, California, during the 1935 California Pacific International Exposition. The years between World War I and World War II saw an increasing military buildup in both Japan and Germany, while the Communist Soviet Union was given over to the wave of Stalinist nationalism. Most United States citizens experienced little sense of urgency about foreign developments because of isolationism and concerns with the ongoing economic Great Depression. However, then U.S. President Franklin D. Roosevelt, a former Assistant Secretary of the Navy, was intent on expanding the U.S. Navy in response to world political trends. A major aircraft company was moving to Lindbergh Field. In this atmosphere, Fleet Week was born. At 11 a.m. on May 29, 1935, a color guard of the U.S. Marine Corps led a parade across Cabrillo Bridge to Plaza del Pacifico, where the U.S. flag was raised to open the exposition officially. At 8 p.m., Roosevelt spoke by telephone and designated 2 selected orphans to press the buttons turning on the lights which bathed the grounds in color. In his remarks, heard over the loudspeaker system, Roosevelt said, "The decision of the people of San Diego thus to dedicate the California Pacific International Exposition is, I believe, worthy of the courage and confidence with which our people now look to the future. No one can deny that we have passed through troubled years. No one can fail to feel the inspiration of your high purpose. I wish you great success." During Fleet Week in June 1935, 114 warships and 400 military planes arrived under command of U.S. Navy Admiral Joseph M. Reeves, Commander-in-Chief of the U.S. Fleet. It was described as the mightiest fleet ever assembled under the U.S. flag. It included 48 battleships, cruisers and aircraft carriers, with more than 3,000 commissioned officers and 55,000 enlisted men. The U.S. Navy men visited the exposition and, in turn, thousands of San Diegans and other fairgoers were guests on the various ships. San Francisco: for years it was common for several U.S. Navy ships to dock in San Francisco, California for a similar series of events. One or more fleet ships were docked as a visit ship for tourists to board, and the local community took in sailors for home visits. Drinks were often discounted to uniformed sailors at area bars and restaurants. The revived name of Fleet Week was applied to an expanded and more heavily publicized fleet visit in 1981, in conjunction with Columbus Day weekend celebrations during the second week of October. Since then, the event has been held each year during the Columbus Day weekend without a break and celebrated its 25th anniversary in 2005. The event is estimated to attract over 1 million people who watch the air show along the San Francisco Bay waterfront stretching from the Ferry Building to the Golden Gate Bridge. The event was cancelled for 2013. Other events will be scheduled, including humanitarian assistance and disaster response training. The Fleet Week Air Show efforts will be refocused on the 2014 air show scheduled for October 10, 2014. The official website, Fleet Week SF. Fort Lauderdale: for more than 20 years, Fleet Week Port Everglades has been produced as a signature event for South Florida each spring by Broward Navy Days, a non-profit 501(c)(3). FWPEV provides an annual opportunity for residents to honor and celebrate our sailors, Marines and Coast Guardsmen for their service to our country as well as witness firsthand the latest capabilities of today's modern Navy. With the support of sponsors and assistance of hundreds of volunteers representing veterans, civic and service organizations, FWPEV offers opportunities to enjoy shore leave and participate in a wide variety of recreational, vocational and community service activities. Popular events include All Hands on Deck Welcoming Party, Damage Control Olympics, community relations projects, ship tours, celebrity chef luncheon, ship honorary dinners, submariners reception, Take a Hero fishing tournament, golf tournament, culinary competitions, Sailor of the Year recognition and dignitary reception. For more information on Broward Navy Days, see Fleet Week Port Everglades website. New York City. U.S. naval vessels had visited New York City in a celebratory manner dating back to the aftermath of the Spanish-American War in 1898, when Commodore Dewey was celebrated as the hero of the Battle of Manila Bay. However, the first official Fleet Week began in New York City in 1982. Fleet Week in New York City is generally timed to coincide with the Memorial Day holiday weekend. During the New York City Fleet Week, ships are docked at New York Passenger Ship Terminal on the Hudson River on the west side of the borough of Manhattan and also at Stapleton in the borough of Staten Island. The practice of U.S. Navy ships visiting the city and being open for tours began in 1988. NYC Fleet Week 1988 included the aircraft carrier USS America and battleship USS Iowa. Other vessels included the USS Joseph Daniels, USS Kidd, USS Preble. NYC Fleet Week 1989 celebrated the bicentennial of the inauguration of President George Washington. Visiting vessels included the aircraft carrier USS Forrestal, USS Ticonderoga. NYC Fleet Week 1990 included the aircraft carrier USS John F. Kennedy. 50 Navy and Coast Guard ships were part of the celebration, which included commemoration of th bicentennial of the U.S. Coast Guard. Third Annual Fleet Week. Vessels included the Coast Guard training ship Eagle. NYC Fleet Week 1991 coincided with Operation Welcome Home to commemorate military personnel returning from Operations Desert Shield and Desert Storm. Vessels included the aircraft carrier USS America, battleship USS Wisconsin, Aegis cruiser USS San Jacinto. NYC Fleet Week 1992 was held from May 20 to 26. It included 13 U.S. naval ships and 7 vessels from European navies. NYC Fleet Week 1993 was held from May 27 to 31, and included ships from several countries including the Russian destroyer Bezudezhny and oiler Sheksna. The U.S. presence of 12 ships was headlined by the aircraft carrier USS John F. Kennedy. Ships at the Manhattan location included USS Kennedy, USS Leyte Gulf. U.S. Navy ships in Staten Island included USS Clifton Sprague and USS Bowen, USS Normandy, USS Wainwright, and USS Donald B. Beery. Ainsworth, rescue ship Ortolan, USS Capitano. The U.S. Coast Guard was represented by vessels Adak, Sorrel, Staten Island, Tampa, and Wire. A Polish submarine also visited. NYC Fleet Week 1998 was May 20, and included the aircraft carrier USS John F. Kennedy. NYC Fleet Week 1999 included the amphibious assault ship USS Wasp. NYC Fleet Week 2002 began on May 22, and was the first Fleet Week following the September 11, 2001 terrorist attacks that destroyed the World Trade Center. 13 U.S. Navy ships, 5 U.S. Coast Guard ships, 1 ship representing the Canadian Navy and 1 representing the Danish Navy sailed up the Hudson River to Piers 86 and 88 near the Intrepid Sea Air Space Museum and to Staten Island. U.S. ships included USS Century. NYC Fleet Week 2003 included 18 ships from 5 nations, including tall sailing ships from Mexico and India. 9 ships of the U.S. Navy were present, including the dock landing ship, USS Portland, 3 guided missile cruisers, 3 frigates. NYC Fleet Week 2004 included the Aegis guided missile cruiser USS Encio, and guided missile destroyer DDG-72. The 2008 Fleet Week began May 21 and included Canadian ships in addition to U.S. ships headlined by amphibious assault ship USS Kearsarge. New York City Fleet Week 2009. New York City Fleet Week 2009 was May 20 to 26, 2009, with representatives from both the U.S. military and the Canadian Navy. The visiting ships were New York City Fleet Week 2010. The 23rd Fleet Week ran May 26 to 31, 2010. Ships returning from the previous year included Athabaskan, Iwo Jima, and Catherine Walker. New York City Fleet Week 2011. The 24th New York Fleet Week was in May 2011. Visiting ships were USS Iwo Jima, USS New York, USS John L. Hall, USS Kaufman, USS Carr, USCGC Willow, USCGC Tampa, USCGC Reliance. New York City Fleet Week 2012. The 25th New York City Fleet Week was in May 2012. It was also upsailed 2012 in honor of the War of 1812. Visiting ships were USS Wasp, USS Roosevelt, USS Gonzales, USS Donald Cook, USS Mitchell, USS San Jacinto, USCGC Eagle, USCGC Willow, USCGC Seneca, BNS Sisson Branco, FS Belle Poule, FS Apermel Toil, Armed Water Copyright Mock, ARC Gloria, KRI Ducci, ESPS Juan Sebastián N.D. Elcano, BAE Guayas, HMCS Iroquois, RFA Argus, JDS Chirain, FNS Pachjanma 01, New York City Fleet Week 2013. Fleet Week was cancelled due to federal budget cuts. New York City Fleet Week 2014. On April 8, 2014, the Navy announced that visiting ships would be USS Oak Hill, USS Cole, USS McFaul. USS Gettysburg was the originally scheduled to attend, but was replaced by the McFaul, USCGC Catherine Walker, USCGC Campbell. New York City Fleet Week 2015. On April 13, 2015, the Navy announced that visiting ships would be USS San Antonio, USS Barry, USS Stout, USCGC Spencer, USCGC Sturgeon Bay. Other cities. Fleet Week and similar traditions in other cities include San Diego, California, Port Everglades in Broward County, Florida, Portland, Oregon includes Fleet Week as a part of its annual Portland Rose Festival, Seattle, Washington includes Fleet Week during the annual SAIA Fair. References. External links: Fleet Week New York website, Fleet Week Port Everglades website, San Francisco Fleet Week website, San Diego Fleet Week website, Seattle SAIA Fair Fleet Week website, Fleet Week NYC 2010.